Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another review. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Green Lantern. It's the 2011 film, starring Ryan Reynolds, which I do like that movie. It wasn't perfect, but if you know my thoughts on that movie, I do enjoy it, and thank you for the view. Thank you guys for 150 subs. Just keep on subscribing, okay? I'm just wearing my Step Brother shirt. Love that movie. With Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Really a classic movie if you think about it. Hilarious film. Anyway, I started my new job at Arby's today, and I did pretty well. Went to the fire station, but hopefully they keep me to cleaning and stuff. But still, wasn't too bad. It's nice to learn things new sometimes. Oh, but you're not a pro the first time, right? But anyway, as y'all know, it's the YouTube channel stick on here. It's Levi McNally 983, the mass profile picture. Now you can watch videos on my other channel. And this is also what I've been doing is superhero marathon. I've been reviewing superhero movies that came out in the 2010s era of superhero movies, I call it. The superhero movies that came out in 2010, 2019. And I'm only year 2000, I got two more movies to go. Well, this is first one here. This is another Marvel review, another revisit review. This is the fifth MCU film and the first film in this Captain America trilogy, and of course it stars Chris Evans, Tommy Lee Jones, Hugo Weaving, Stanley Tucci, and Haley Atwell, and that is Sebastian Stan, and that is the fifth MCU movie, Captain America: The First Avenger, which I have on Blu-ray here. I'm not gonna give no code away, but the Blu-ray and stuff does look nice. But I still might just take this. Nah, I'll keep it on, whatever. But still, yeah, I used to have this on DVD, but I upgraded to Blu-ray. I love the logo here. Just Captain the Shield, perfect there. Of course, I love the poster with Captain America and stuff. The original poster for the film is still the best. I did see this film in theaters, and for this is a revisit read, like I said, and I still enjoy this movie. Is it perfect? No, but it's really good. I've seen all the Captain Americas, and it's definitely a lot better than the 1990 film. And I'd rather watch this over the 1979 TV movie, whatever they made. Don't really care to see those. To me, the Kid Captain America movies with Chris Evans are the best Captain America movies, in my opinion. But anyway, for production, Captain America wants to serve his country. That's what Joe Johnston says. Joe Johnston, who directed this movie, but he's not sort of jalaki American flag waver. He's just a good person. We made a good point in that script. Don't change who you are once you go from Steve Rogers to the super soldier. You have to stay who you are inside. That's really what's important more than your strength and everything. It's also the idea that this is not about America so much as about the spirit of doing the right thing. It's an international cast and international story. It's about what makes America great and what makes the rest of the world so great too. In April 1997, Marvel Studios was in negotiations with Mark Corden and Gary Levinson to produce Captain America, and Larry Wilson and Larry Barrymore set with a writer's script. Now, like I said, they did have the Captain America movie or TV movie 1979. I mean, a movie that came out in 1979, I think, and I did read the 1990 movie, which I hated. So I guess after that, and 1997 was not a good year for superhero movies. Like Batman and Robin, you had Spawn still, Trevor Ryan movies. This was a time where superhero movies were not making money at the box office. Batman and Robin probably was the only one that made money, but the others were flopping and being crap. And of course, you had the Captain America 1990 film, which got badly reviewed, and it probably flopped. I would definitely say it was a huge flop because it stunk. It sucked. But in May 2000, Marvel teamed up with the Aaron S. Tournament to help to finance the film. Now, 2000, of course, was the year you had that the X-Men come out in 2000 in place. So Marvel was doing well. But however, though, the lawsuit arose between Marvel Comics and Joe Simon over the ownership of Captain America. Determined that the development process of the film, this lawsuit was eventually settled in September 2003. Following the settlement, Marvel was preparing to license the film rights to Warner Brothers. And the producer David Masso suggested that the company produce the film themselves. I forgot to talk about the character himself, Captain America. Just have to do it. Of course, Captain America is named Steve Rogers. He's a World War II era super soldier who was given a serum that provided him with super strength, including durability, strength, and athleticism. I guess Captain America, you had the Nazis Germany at the time and World War II was going on, and you had Simon had to have Jack Kirby be the primary artist on the series, and of course Stan Lee worked on it too. And he did it in the early '60s. Captain America first appeared in December 1940 in the comics, and he's all American. He's an all American hero. Captain America is a soldier. He fights for his country, but it's not his strength. It's really inside of him that makes him a good man with a good heart. He'll love his country, and he that how I describe the character in the movie is that he loves his country. He loves America, and that's why he fights for it. He would die for it. Yeah, yeah. He really is, a heroic man. You know, a heroic kind of person. And of course, teams up with the Avengers. Yeah, but I'm not going to read all the comics. I'm sorry. Don't have time to do that. But back to the movie production. But in 2005, Marvel released its new 525 million investment from Merrill Lynch, allowing them to independently produce 10 films, including Captain America. Now that never really happened. 2005, you had Fantastic Four that came out, wasn't well received. Originally, the film would stand alone. Producer Kevin Feige said about half the movie should be setting during World War II before moving to the modern day, which I agree. They really do start off with the origin of the character, which is a perfect way to go with them. Producer Avi Arad said the biggest opportunity with Captain America is a man at a time. Coming back days looking at our world through the eyes of someone who thought the perfect world was small town United States 60 years ago by and who we are today is better. He says there's a better future shows his influence is claimed he has someone in mind to be the star and definitely someone in mind to be the director. In February 2006, Arad hoped to have a summer 2008 release date, though Jon Favreau approached Arad to direct the film as a comedy, but he chose to make Iron Man instead. In April 2006, in which Iron Man started off the MCU, and then you had the Incredible Hulk, yeah, and Iron Man 2, and Thor, and this movie, which led to the Avengers as well. But anyway, explained that Captain America was his favorite superhero as a child because my dad told me I could be one day be Captain America. Joe Johnson met with Marvel to discuss the directing of the film, so I guess it was a dream come true for him. Captain America was put on hold during the 2000-2008 World Guilds of America strike. However, in January 2008, Marvel Entertainment reached an in-person agreement with the Writers Guild of America that put writers immediately back to work on various projects that were under development. In May 2005, after the success of Iron Man, Marvel announced the film Captain America: The First Avenger. Well, they it was the first feature Captain America, but then the movie got styled Captain America: The First Avenger. Yeah, and Lewis Leiter, director of the Incredible Hulk, viewed some of the concept art being created for the film and was impressed enough to offer his services, but Marvel turned him down, which sucks though because he did a great job directing Incredible Hulk. Thank God they didn't go with Alan Lee on this movie because he ruined Hulk, in my opinion. And of course, Justin finally signed on, and he was hired, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFly, to rewrite. Johnson directed work on October Sky and The Rocketeer, which The Rocketeer is a period time film. So that's a superhero movie as well that he directed, which I reviewed on my other channel. Should be on my superhero reviews playlist, yeah. On special effects work on the original Star Wars trilogy. To explain that he was an appropriate choice, Raiders of the Lost Ark, which Johnson worked for special effects, was an influence on the film because they hoped the film would not feel like a period piece. When asked whether anti-U.S. sentiments would affect the film's box office, he said, "Marvel's pretty well around the world, pretty well known around the world right now, and I think putting another Marvel hero into the worldwide box office would be a good thing. We have to deal with this much the same way that Captain America been thrown from the other guys into the world that he didn't recognize, similar to the way Stan Lee and Jack Kirby reintroduced the character in the 1960s. Likewise, Ari noted Captain America stands for freedom for all democracies, for hope all around the world. He was created to stop tyranny, and the idea of stopping tyranny is important today as it was then. So I think he will have some different challenges, but at the end of the day, the movie is perfect. And the movie talks to the world. It's not about one place. It's about the world. And I think on the basis it will be very successful. Later, the election of U.S. President Barack Obama featured commented the idea of change and help expand the country, regardless of politics. That includes Hollywood. Discussions and developments included the centrist and how it's changed in the title character of the Nazi Party in World War II, Captain America coupled with the character punches Adolf Hitler out. The team felt that using Hydra as the main antagonist would make them to be true to the comic books, and having Red Skull, they use it. We also have a younger Howard Stark here, who is the father of Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. In pre-production, December 2009, director Joe Johnson planned to start filming in April 2010. In a separate interview, he described the film's production that Rick Harness and production designing were set up down in Manhattan Beach, California. We have 8 or 10 really talented artists. And hey, it would be cool if we can do this. It's the phase that the production where money doesn't matter. See what we can afford. The film said we'll begin in 1942 and 1943 during World War II. Stuff in the 60s and 70s So we're avoiding. We're going to the 40s and then forward that we're doing with Captain America. February 2010, Johnson said that the Invaders will appear in the entire second half of the film, leading fans to speculate that the World War II Marvel superhero team of that name. In November, Johnson revealed speculation that the submariner will be included. Johnson later explained that the Invaders have been discussed simply as possible name for the squad of commandos Captain America leads in the film. Christopher Marks, one of the screenwriters, says he named group was called the Howling Commands on the script. The design as a whole tried to create technology that could be built in the 1940s. Director Johnson said he sent his book comic Motors as a reason to trust his influence. In March 2000, Chris Evans was cast as Captain America, and Hugo Weaving as Red Skull. Marvel Studios confirmed that later in May. There were other actors considered, like Channing Tatum, who I think played Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine. So John Cusack. Well, he was Mr. Fantastic for a short time in the movie Doctor Strange in the source, in the multiverse of madness. Sorry, Michael Cassidy, Patrick Fleury, Scott Porter, Mike Vogel, Dan Cook, and even Zachary Levi. But Zachary Levi did go over with DC. He, of course, was Captain Marvel. Well, Shazam. Glenn Powell, and even Chris Pratt was considered. Chris Pratt did get the role of Star Lord, Peter Quill, Star Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy that came out a couple years later after this in 2014. Casting director Sarah Shelley Vincent Evans was cast in part because of his humanity alongside vulnerability and strength that could betray both skinny Steve Rogers and Captain America. And Captain America. And he's worked with Marvel before, though. If y'all have seen the Fantastic Four movies that I reviewed, the 2005 film, and Rise of the Surfer, he played Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. Sebastian Stan was addition for the title role, but he was cast as Bucky Barnes, but he was contracted for multiple films. Haley Atwell had been cast as Peggy Carter in the film, got that retitled. Keira Knightley, Alicia Eve. They should have used Alicia Eve. Let's see. Oh, she would have been good Peggy Carter. Keira Knightley and Emily Blunt. No, I don't care for Haley Atwell either, but that's just me. The next day it was reported that Josh Whedon will be rewriting the script as a negotiator to write and directing the Avengers. I just got to make some character connections. The structure of the thing is really tight, and I loved it. Samuel Jackson did an interview. He responded his role, and Nick Fury in the film, just filming, photo taken on the set of the film. Yeah. Photography began on June 28, 2010. While working title Frostbite. On the same day, Marvel confirmed that Lee Jones would be cast to play U.S. Army Colonel Chester Phillips. Marvel confirmed that Cooper would portray the younger version of Howard Stark. The character played by John Slattery in Iron Man 2. It was announced that the film would shoot in London in late July. It was supposed to include scenes featuring key locations, landmarks like the Royal Navy Coalinett Factory. Film was scheduled to take place that month. Some filming also took place at Pinewood Studios. Pinewood was at A Stage, self stock. Marvel Studios Kevin Feige said that both films will be released in 3D. Johnson did a one-day test shooting with 3D ray rather than shooting 2D and found it a nightmare. So for post-production, they did use the visual effects though for the skinny Steve. Yeah. Alan Silvestri had been chosen to compose the film score. Further, that Captain America's first Avenger will become undergoing research in the United Kingdom. The film features 1,600 visual effects shots. Features the appearance of skinny pre-serum Steve Rogers. Captain America's shield, which serves as both defensive tool and weapon, came in for 4 types: metal, fiberglass, rubber, and computer graphics. Of course, you got to have the shield, of course, with Captain America Prop Master. And of course, we had the hero shield. And of course, they build the suit for him in the movie. Yeah. I do like Captain America's suit in the movie. Hugo Weaving portrayed Red Skull. He had a latex mask conceived by prosthetic makeup. Designer David White. The visual effects team had to manipulate his face as the mask was bulky, and they wanted to make it look like tight skin wrapped around a very bony structure. They thinned up Weaving's cheeks and lower lip, he hollowed out his eyes, and removed his eyelashes to make him appear more like the Red Skull character. Closing credits were created by visual effects film RT. like I said, the music score was by, well, they have an original song in the movie called Star Spangled Man, with music composed by Ali Menken and lyrics by David Sibble. Okay, for the marketing of the movie, though, Chris Evans promoted the film at Comic Con in July 2011. Yeah, the military salute. I think Super Bowl. I think I remember a Super Bowl time in with you get to the trailer, TV spots for the movie. Dunkin' Donuts did a bit of marketing for the movie. Yeah, like you can have a Captain America slushy or something like that, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Captain America, with Dunkin' Donuts. And back in Robbins, I guess had Captain America ice cream, and of course you had toys as well for the characters. For the character, yeah, they had a commercial back then for Captain America shield, like disc launching shield, where you throw disc out of it. Yeah, yeah, of course I've been to Disneyland. Disneyland was not last year. I think it was 2023. Yeah, I remember they had Captain America shields and stuff. That was pretty cool. Of course, yeah. And of course there was also a video game called Captain America Super Soldier. Um, I think the game is on one of the yeah. It's also, let's see, platforms. It was on Nintendo DS, PlayStation 3, and Wii. Well, I played it on the Wii, but it's also an Xbox 360 and Nintendo 3D5. I played the game before. And of course, in the game, you play as Captain America fighting in the military. It's like a combat inspired by the Batman Arkham series. And they do pretty good with it. Captain America can also deploy vision at the position of intersectable surfaces. The controller character can be upgraded through points. And you can fight Captain America. Not Captain America, but yeah, you just solve puzzles. You get to be with the shield. You can throw the shield really far, fast. I remember all that. And it's fun action. Yeah. It's a very entertaining game to play. I miss playing that on the Wii. I wanted to do a video game playthrough on my other channel. Hope I can do it on this channel someday. But yeah, just for fun. You know, yeah. I think critics liked the movie. It was nominated for some awards. Chris Evans' Captain America Best Super, he won, which he deserved. Film music, Alan Silvestri deserved it. Outstanding in the future composting, whatever you call it. Sorry, but it won some awards. Like I said, I think it just won two or three. Sorry, but no matter what, I still think it was good enough. But for the cast of the movie of Chris Evans as Captain America, Steve Rogers as Captain America, if Iron Man who's just the peak of human ability, he gets the serum, super soldier serum, and he becomes Captain America. And like I said, Chris Evans, he was Johnny Storm, Human Torch, the Human Torch of Fantastic Four 2005, Fantastic Four Silver Surfer. He also voiced Casey Jones in TMT, the 2007 movie, which I did review. Yeah. And a movie called Cellular, he was good in that. He's done some other movies like another 9/10 movie. And of course, the Captain America sequels, the Avengers films, the Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame. I think was his last time. I'm not sure about the new movie. I didn't even see Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, because again, not that I'm saying you know that Anthony Mackie would do a bad job. It's just Chris Evans to me is Captain America. It's kind of like having somebody else play Wolverine, or play Superman. I mean, they could be good, but they'll never be Christopher Reeve or Michael Keaton as Batman. But that's just my opinion. And Tommy Lee Jones as Chester Phillips as a colonel of the United States Army. Tommy did good. Tommy Lee Jones has been in quite a bit of movies, like the Men in Black franchise, Men in Black 1, 2, and 3 as Agent K. And of course, another comic book film he did, Batman Forever. He was Two Face, but he sucked in that movie. He was terrible. His acting was over the top. But he's good in this movie. He played the villain Under Siege though. He was great in that with Steven Seagal. He was in the Jason Bourne 2016 film, which he tries, but I didn't care for that movie. But Tommy's done a lot of good movies. The Fugitive, U.S. Marshals, which I think is an underrated sequel. I like that movie. And then Hugo Weaving as John Schmidt, Red Skull. I think he played Mr. Smith, whatever the hell the damn character's name is, I forget. And The Matrix, and of course another comic book character. But even though it was a comic book that is a graphic comic book and bloody, he played V in V for Vendetta. He was great in that, just like he is Joan Schmidt. Oh, Agent Smith, not Mr. Smith. Sorry, Agent Smith. Sorry, I never really could get into the Matrix, so I don't really freaking know. But he's a good actor. Played the real villain, and again, I liked him as V in V for Vendetta. He was really good in that. But he's Adolf Hitler's head of basic weaponry. He's commanded the terrorist organization Hydra, and he's harnessing this power of the magic object known as Tesseract. And of course, he's. But I like his Red Skull makeup. Red Skull is great in here. Haley was Peggy Carter. She's an officer with the Scientific Research, whatever. She works with Phillips on Super Soldier Project. And Sebastian Stan is Bucky Barnes, who is a sergeant in the United States Army. He's Steve's best friend, and he joins his squad of commandos. And he will come back. Of course, if you guys seen this MCU franchise, you know he will come back to life as Winter Soldier. And spoiler alert, he comes back as Winter Soldier and Captain America the Winter Soldier. Yeah. And Donald Cooper as Howard Stark. He was also in Agent Carter as the character. He was good in the show. I don't like that show though. Any other movies I've seen him in? Nope. Uh, I'm looking, but I don't. Yeah. And Toby Jones as Amasola. The only movie I think I've seen him in, let's see, what was The Mist? Stephen King's The Mist with Thomas Jane. Yeah, that's a good movie. That's an underrated film. He's in the Harry Potter movies too. And Neil McDonough as Timothy Dum Dum Dugan. Oh, well, Dr. Sola is like the scientist who works for Schmidt. And Dum Dum Dugan is a member of the squad. Neil McDonough, and if you want to talk about superhero, well, he's in Star Trek First Contact. Not a superhero movie, but he was Damien Dark and Arrow in DC Legends of Tomorrow Season 3 and The Flash. Damien Dark, who was a villain. And I think he also, let's see, I think he voiced Bruce Banner. Yeah, he was also an Angels in the Outfield. Oh, he's a Dark Worker in Darkman. Okay. That was a superhero movie from 1990, but it was a small part, I guess. A DC showcase Green Arrow. Oh, he voiced Green Arrow Oliver Queen. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. Definitely going to do a review on that someday. And funny enough, he was in season 4. He played Damien Dark, who was the villain of that season. Okay, yeah, he voiced Bruce Banner in the Incredible Hulk. He was also in Walking Tall with the Rock, which I think is a remake. Derek Luke as Dave Jones, a member of Roger's Squad. I think I only really remember him in Medea Goes to Jail and Friday Night Lights. And was he in a movie called Glory? Let's see. Glory Road. Okay, yeah, I've seen that. Stanley Tucci as Abraham, the scientist who created the super soldier serum. Stanley Tucci, I mean, probably in a lot of movies. Easy A, Rental Car, the Hunger Games film series, Spotlight. He was good in that. Supernova, worth quite a bit of movies, but good actor. I'm not talking about Transformers 4 Age of Extinction. He's really over the top and silly in that, but he's good in here. And Samuel Jackson makes a small as a cameo as Nick Fury. Yeah. And for the people who worked on the movie, the other crew members. Let's see. It was directed by Joe Johnson. Like I said, Joe Johnson. If you want to talk about another superhero movie, like I said, The Rocketeer. Yeah, he directed this. I reviewed that movie, my other channel. If y'all go to my superhero reviews playlist on this channel, on my YouTube channel here, you will see it. So, and of course, I reviewed Jumanji on my other channel. He reviewed Jurassic Park 3, which I don't like, but not because of him. I just think that was a sloppy movie. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I love that movie. I grew up watching that film. Yeah, it's screenplays by Christopher Marcus and Stephen Mc. Yeah, excuse me. Okay, they did script for other MCU movies like Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, and Endgame. Yeah, and and of course they're going to be working on Avengers: Doomsday, which comes out in 2026. I'm not sure about that. I don't even know if I want another Avengers movie based on Captain America by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. So I guess Stan Lee maybe didn't create him at first. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to sit here and argue people. And Kevin Feige, who has produced the MC movie since Iron Man. I guess Avery Edward was a producer too, or is it a producer? I'm not sure. But Avery Edward, he's been working on Marvel movies since Blade 1998. So cinematography by Shelley Johnson. She's worked with Joe Johnson on films like Jurassic Park 3, The Wolfman, and this movie. Any other movie? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. She did cinematography for that. Superhero movie as well, which I enjoyed. And Sky High, okay, she did the cinematography for that as well. And The Expendables 2, The Family Man, Man Down, Lego Movie Part 2, the second part, Greyhound, Bill and Ted Face the Music, Black Light, Evolution, that came out last year. Edited by Jeffrey Ford, and he worked on The Black Stallion, Jumanji, Jurassic Part 3, Forever, Raising Cain, Jumanji, October Sky, which Joe Johnson also directed that, and that starred Jake Gyllenhaal, who did what with the MCU. He was supposed to be cast as Spider-Man in 2002, but didn't get the role. But he did get to work in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, be part of that as Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, and Jeffrey Ford. Oh, he edited 1 Hour 4. That was with the late Rob Williams. Psychological thriller film. Music by Alan Silvestri, who has done music for films like, let's see, I know Back to the Future trilogy, The Delta Force. I really enjoy the music score to that film. Predator, 1978. Overboard, he did the music for that. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because he's normally notable for working with Robert Zemeckis. He did the music for The Abyss. Did he? Yeah. Back to the Future, Part 1, 2, and 3. Young Guns 2. What about the first? I don't know about the first one. Sorry if I missed it. Soup Dish, Dutch. Stop or Mama Will Shoot, which I like. I like that Stallone movie. Sue me. Bodyguard, Cop and a Half, which I superhero, and Super Mario Brothers the movie, which I like both those movies. Sue me. And Forrest Gump, and Richie Rich, and Judge Dredd starring Stallone. Which I don't mind that movie. Sergeant Bilko, Mission Impossible. I guess. Oh, it's projected, so I guess. No, I think that was actually Danny Elfman. Eraser, though, our conductor, yeah. Stuart Little, What Lies Beneath, What Women Want, The Mummy Returns. What about the first Mummy? No, just the Leroy and Stitch, G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, and G.I. Joe The Invasion of Cobra Island. Okay. The Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey one, the A-Team remake, yeah. And the Avengers, he did the score for the Avengers as well, not the museum. Avengers Age of Ultron, and Infinity War and Endgame. And he's going to do the music for the next two Avengers movie, which is Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. You know, production company Marvel Studios, distributed by Paramount Pictures. It was released July 22nd, 2011 in the United States. It's 124 minutes long, about, I think, 2 hours and 4 minutes. The budget was 140, or I think it might have been 216, $70 million, but it made 370.6 million worldwide, so it was a hit. Made a lot more money than Green Lantern, even though I like that movie. But sue me. All right. So the plot for the movie. What time is it? 10. Okay. We're in 29 minutes. Okay. But the plot synopsis for Captain America: The First Avenger. Like I said, the film takes place around World War II, basically like in 1942 or 1943, because that's when Captain America started. You know, because he was the first Avenger. That's why it's called the First Avenger. But in 19, it is 1941, and the wars of war. Steve Rogers wants to do his part and join the armed forces, but the military rejects him because of his small stature. Because he's a asthma problem. He's very skinny, and he was born like that. Though finally, he does get a chance when he's accepted into an experimental program, thanks to Stanley Tucci's character, Dr. Abraham, who turns him into a super soldier called Captain America. And joining forces with Bucky Barnes and Peggy Carter and him as Captain America, he leads the fight against the Nazi-backed Hydra organization led by Joan Schmidt, aka the Red Skull, who has plans to basically murder a lot of people and start a big war, and Captain America has to stop him. And he's got this big plan, a deadlier plan goes along. So Captain America has to stop him, and he becomes an American great hero. And yeah, and you know what happens in the movie. You've seen it, but yeah, that's the plot in a nutshell for you. Pretty simple to follow. Okay. Alright, but I'm gonna talk about the movie itself. Maybe I'll read some quotes from it, maybe. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get to Captain America: The First Avenger. Talk about the plot. Then, of course, the movie opens up with a Marvel logo and stuff, Paramount Pictures logo, and then it opens up in the present day as these researchers they find this Arctic circle. You know, they see this big plane, or it's an aircraft, wing-shaped aircraft. They investigate it. They go more deep into the snow. They see red, white, and blue motif. They see the shield of Captain America. And then the movie cuts to March 1942, Hydro Force by Joan Schmidt, who, well, you don't see his red face yet. It's just Hugo Weaving himself. You might not be able to tell. He invades this stone church or whatever, because he's looking for the artifact known as the Resurrect. They find it in the coffin, but Schmidt knows it's fake. And he questions the guy. You wouldn't hide such thing powerful. Was like, you can't control where that power's out. Then why make a desperate move to hide it? Maybe you have some grandchildren, family. I'll kill all of them. And he gives him a look like it's in the tree. He finds it. He's like, a normal man can't look at it. But Shamir's like, yes, I can. And Shamir's like, oh, I lied. And they kill his family away. He's like, fool, you were born. You were born for what you've done. He's like, and he shoots him. Shamir's like, I already have. Yeah. Touches his face. He kills the church keeper along with everyone else in the village. And then I guess it cuts to a year later, in 1943. Chief Rogers gets rejected again. He tells this guy, so he's like, "Sorry, kid, I'm doing you a favor, saving your life," and he's upset because Steve wants to join the military, and he's always wanted to fight for his country. He's got a good heart. He's a good person. He's a good man. He's just very skinny, very tiny, and he's got some problems, and he's just a good guy. It opens up with him being in a movie theater, watching, they're talking about America, the soldiers, and people are crying because they're fighting down for our country, and this guy's being a complete asshole. And he's like, play the movie already. Shut up. Play the cartoon. This sucks. And Steve's like, hey, shut up. What you got a right to do? Because the guy's being a jerk and you're disrespecting our soldiers. You don't disrespect the military in your mouth like that. And these are the people, what leads to me in this theater, I nitpick up, oh, these idiots don't say something. You know what? The little guy might say something, but this is what I love about Steve Rogers, is that it's not the strength of him, it's his heart. He has a good heart. And he will stand up for what he believes, and he does, and he stands up to this guy. And even though the guy does punch Steve, picks up a trash clip like the shield he would use when he become Captain America. He's like, I can do this all day. Yeah, and but Bucky shows up. He's like, are you still trying to lie on that? You can't lie on your test or whatever because it's illegal. And then they go to Stark Expo with Bucky Burns with his friend Bucky. Abraham Arsting, Stanley Tucci overhears this conversation that he wants to be in the military, and Abraham sees that he could be useful for his super soldier serum, Project Rebirth, but he gets under the supervision of Chester Phillips, played by Tom Lee Jones, and Peggy Carter. She punches the guy against wrong with her. Tom Lee's like, "Get your ass up that and stand, get your ass up and stand up straight." I was like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "We're gonna win this war, and wars are won by men." And they're training, and Rogers is not doing very good. He's trying to climb up the wall, but he's doing his best. And even though what they do, he keeps on trying. And one of them tried to they make fun of Rogers. They all try to get this, the flag up the pole, but they can't reach the pole. So he like gets the needle off of it or whatever, takes it off and throws it down, which I thought was funny. And then you have Shemet who's working on, the Tesseract. He's trying to make it into a weapon for Hydra. It'll probably make him invincible. With Dr. Sola, he's like, "I did not come to this test, Doctor," and he sees how powerful it is. Yeah, and Abraham talks to Steve, says, "How you doing? Doing good?" And they, he talks to Steve about being a soldier. He's like, "You still a good man. Be a good man, even with the super soldier. Like, you can't drink no alcohol, no fluids." Which I thought was funny. He tells him about Joan Schmidt, that Schmidt was insane. Schmidt worked with Hitler. Hitler uses his fantasies to make his followers believe in him. But for Schmidt, all this godliness and all this supernatural forces or whatever, that he truly believes in it. For him, it's real. And Schmidt wants a super soldier, so he tests it on himself. That's how he becomes the Red Skull, but his face is just a mask of his original face because it worked to make him strong. It just has some bad side effects because Abraham says that it wasn't ready. But I saw the scene where Skinny Steve, he throws he's like, you know, you're, you bring this kid me, Roger, he's like, I don't like him. He's too skinny, you know, and this guy won the test. He's like, well, he's a bully. It's like you don't win wars with niceness, starter. You win with guts and balls. And he does it, he's like, back up, you know. He's like, is this a test? And he's like, he's still skinny. Tommy Lee Jones' line just made me laugh in here. He's so good in here. Yeah. And Schmidt, was able to work, on Scar's face a little bit. And he dispatches an SS and they kill him. Because he mostly he's pissed at, I guess, Abraham Stanley for the reason his face is like that. And then Roger gets subject to the super soldier's treatment, puts him in a super chamber. It's got going in his blood. And it works. He's like, no, I can do this. And he does it. And, he becomes more like this. Peggy, another woman's like, wow, he's so hot. They're looking at him. They're like, congratulations, you did well. And Stanley Tucci recognized the assassin. They were sitting upstairs. Well, I liked it. I mean, it was laughing one guy when Skinny Steve was going to sit in the operation. Some guy was like, gee, get that kid a sandwich. I thought that was funny. But the guy blows up the place. Uh, shoots Stanley Tucci dead. And Rogers, he's like, you're still going, like, be a good man. And it was sad when he died. But Steve was chasing him. The guy runs out to the outside to get away. Peggy shoots at them, and even though she says she got him, like, no, you don't, because they're about to run you over. But Rogers, Steve pushes her out of the way. Steve runs because he's running fast. You see that super soldier ability, but he can't run really the right way. He falls into a store in the window, but he's like sorry, and he jumps, over the fence. Yeah, tries to shoot him. He picks up the fork, the door of a cabbie that the guy was driving that he wrecked. Uses it as a shield. He's got this kid, but the kid can swim. He jumps in that ground. He's like, "Who are you working for? Tell me." He's like, "You know, cut off one snake, head off another. Another will take its place. Not Hydra." You know. Uses what you call cyanide and kills himself. The cyanide pill. Yeah. But meanwhile, Schmidt tells these men who are working for him are just above him. They use to work for Hitler. They think that he's mad because of what he's planning to do, thinking he's mostly invincible and a god. They just said, just a measure. So he uses one guy's threatening him, but he uses the Tesseract as a weapon, as a put into a gun, shoots these men down dead, and they're like, Hell Hydra! You know, Solo's scared, but Solo's like, Hell Hydra! And then Schmidt does that, knowing that he might be scared of Schmidt, but he's got to scared of Schmidt, Red Skull, but he's got to respect him. But Steve wants to join in the military in the war against Hydra, but they say no, so he said be tested. So Senator Brandon, they use him. Rogers, they offer him the chance to join the nation to promote war donations as Captain America. You know, that's where he gets Star Spangled Man song. He's wearing the tights as a Star Spangled character, Captain America, where he punches Adolf Hitler, which I guess in the that's not the comics. And everybody's singing. He's liking it at first, and it grows on him, even though he doesn't want to serve his country like that. Oh yeah, these two Nazi officers that I mentioned that he killed. Barnes. Well, I mean, Steve is in his Captain America. His tight suit is before. It's before he gets this suit. He's trying to talk to the guys in the military, and they're just making fun of him, mocking him, throwing food at him. He realizes that he tells Peggy, "This is not what I'm doing. I meant for more than this." Well, Peggy tells him that he learns that Barnes' unit was lost in a battle against the Hydra, and Phillips says, "I'm sorry, we can't do nothing about your friend. I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry, Rogers. We can't do nothing." And it's like, and if I'm correct, you got to be somewhere where Rogers takes one of the girls' hats, helmets. You know, this is what he just looks like at first, where he gets the Captain America suit. It is a while before we see him in the Captain America suit, but like I said, it's the story. It seems like Joe Johnston maybe took a little lesson from watching Superman the movie, but we're invested in the character of Steve Rogers, Captain America. At least I'm invested in the character. You know, you got to have me invested in the character to get me into the story, and this film does that very well. But Steve goes in the battle. He, to help with Stark and Peggy. Stark says, Howard Fletcher says, "We can do some fondue for my, fondue, and you guys fondue." But anyway, Steve's like, "The hell, I can't give you orders. I'm captain." And Steve Brown gets in a Hydro truck, one of the Hydro's trucks, knocks two guys out. Once they park it, he knocks one guy out, knocks another Hydro guy out, sneaks around, knocks one guy out, saves Dum Dum Dugan, and the other two that would join his squad a little later. He tells them, "Find anybody you can, get out here, go fight." And they do fight. Steve finds Bucky eventually. All the men decide one of them is like, "Didn't to use this weapon?" Okay. And they fight more. Dum Dum Dugan gets in the military. I mean, not in the military. The war himself. Shoots the shoots a couple guys. Uh, Steve says, Buggy's like, "You were taught, He's like, I was like, "What happened? I joined the army." He's able to get out, but they run against Schmidt. He's like, "Captain America, I love your games, your show." The Star Spangled Man, very entertaining stuff. They walk to each other, and Steve punches him. You see a bit of that red eye coming out of his face. And when he punches Steve, like I said, he's got like super soldier from too. So it's like, he almost punches through the shield. He punches Steve, but Steve like kicks him. And Solo, it's like they're on a rail, and he separates the rail, you know, the bridge, separates it, because they have no time to fight for this. They want to fight, they can't because she meant set the building to self destruct, to blow up, so it's on fire, so they have to kind of get out. And then he's like, I'm truly better than you. He takes off his mask, and if we see him as Red Skull for the first time, he's like, unlike you, I embrace it proudly. How come we run? He's like, and he's like, not a stress doctor. He goes on the plane and slowly runs off with his car. They have to, Barnes has to walk across this line or whatever, this rail before it falls down to the fire. He's able to safety. Cap has to jump, and Cap succeeded. And you know, they think he's dead. You know, when talking about Tom Lee Jones, he thinks he's dead. He's like, thanks to you, you can report. They started a family when this division shut down because of disobeying orders. But he comes up as Captain America and saves the men, and everybody's just there, clapping hands. Let's cheer for Captain America. Has a drink with the men, and he has this thing with Peggy where they want to go dancing. He has the squadron join him, his own squad of commandos, I guess you could say, and they go to fight Hydra. Hydra, you get these montages of Cap, but you do see it's nice montages though of him fighting Shield, hitting, of course, hitting with the Shield. You get a lot of that in this movie. Him putting the Captain America suit on, driving the truck, driving a motorcycle, which is cool, using his shield. Uh, One of the men are going to get shot in the woods, and Cap sees it and throws his shield, catches it. Or when he jumps up to a military, a tank, grabs the guy, throws the Hydra guy out, and then throws the bomb in there and it jumps off. That was a cool scene. So some good action montages there. And one of the men putting a bomb on the truck. Yeah. And they take out all these other known, yeah. And Howard Stark also outfits Rogers with advanced equipment, gives him the costume he needs, and the shield of vibranium. Yeah. Yeah, and then he gets his suit, which is cool. Uh, Schmidt is pissed. Red Skull is pissed. He's like, "You are failing," It's like, Doctor, you better finish. He better finish your mission before he doesn't, or he's threatening to kill Doctor Sola, and he has to come up with a way to kill Captain America, being threatened by Schmidt, and he does. And one guy says, "We fought to the very last man. Well, your fight wasn't good enough," and then Schmidt shoots him dead. The vibranium that he made out of the gun, Tesseract, the gun that he made it out of, like when it shoots you, can evaporate you. But it goes on for 2 years. In 1945, a team later, they saw this train carrying Sola. Cap and them see it, and him and Buggy, get a line down there, go on the train. Barnes falls from the train to before this happens, Hydra like hides his men. They're saying, "Kill Captain America." This guy with the fire, is like shooting. Cap's just using his shield. Cap's able to like jump on a rail or something, like slide on it, save him, and kick the guy, and then he gives Bucky his gun. Bucky, so shoot. So Cap just runs. Cap runs and hits something, hits like a crate, and the Hydra moves, and Bucky shoots him. But eventually, the guy that has the pair of guns shoots the outside on the train. Bucky goes out, is about to die, you know, and Captain America knocks the Hydra soldier out with his shield, tries to save him, but Bucky apparently falls to his death. But again, he did not. Well, I suppose you think, like a spoiler alert, he would go on to become the Winter Soldier and work for Hydra. But we'll get to that when we get to the Winter Soldier, okay? Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to the sequel, okay? Yeah. But they locate Dr. Sola, and they arrest him. And Tommy Jones brings him down. And he's like, "What about cyanide? Does that give you the rumbly tumbly too?" He tells him, "Schmidt believes he walks in the footsteps of the gods. That's crazy, insane, don't you?" Because Hydra, they worship Schmidt as a god, basically, or think of him as one. Arthur gets affected by this. He can't even get drunk. Because he's going after Schmidt. They find Hydra's stronghold is located, and Rogers leads an attack to stop Schmidt. Which I like though that he goes in there like a badass with with the shield, you know, jumps and he's fighting some guys with a shield, which is cool. I enjoy that moment, but eventually they, shoot fire around him, and he gets captured, and they take his shield away, and he's like, "Well, I'm impressed, Captain, that you made it this far, but now you're about to die." He's like, I deserved it. I deserved this power. Why did Shemet, Shemet asked him, why did Abraham give you this? He told Abraham, he's like, Captain tells him, well, you're insane, and I'm going to stop you. That's what he lets him know, and he also says to him, he says to Risco asks, what, why did he give you this serum? What made you so special? What makes you so special? Cap's like, nothing. I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. Gets smarter than that. Risco gets mad and punches him, and he's like, Cap's like, come on. Cap says, I can do this all day. He's like, I'm sure you can, but I'm on a very tight schedule about killing him. He's distracted by the military coming to help out, the extract team, or whatever. Rest of the military showing up, and he's about to shoot Cap, but Cap grabs one of the Hydra guys, and Schmidt shoots him and tries to run out. Briscoe runs away, and, they're shooting him. Tommy Jones shoots some guy, shoots one guy, and he's like, let's go find two more heads and shoot that off too. I like that. And Cap is fighting men, and Briscoe even shoots some of the soldiers down with with the with the with the Tesseract gun. Trying to Captain America tries to shoot at him, but instead one of the hydrants has like fire hydrants, fire flamethrowers on the sides. Yeah, but Peggy shoots him. Yay! I don't know why people like her. She's not even that much of a badass. I'm sorry. Black Widow, Captain Marvel. I've seen them do more bad. Even Wasp. You know, you know. I'm talking about like Ant Man and the Wasp. She's more of a badass. Yeah, Hope. You know. Yeah, yeah. I've seen more badass women in Marvel movies. In DC, yeah, Wonder Woman. I'm talking about Gal Gadot. Could be more of a badass than that. Well, anyway, Captain America tries to chase the plane, but Tommy Lee Jones gets his car. Him and she just kisses him, and I'm like, I felt nothing for that. I'm like, I don't buy their chemistry, but that's just me. Anyway, he looks at Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones says, I ain't kissing you. But he jumps on the plane, and he gets on the Valkyrie, the winged plane, the winged aircraft. But he goes into, well, they're about to go. What his plan is to like send to New York all these drop these bombs in there. These higher soldiers are gonna get in there. They're gonna blow countries up. They can wipe out millions of people in different states. Basically, because like Tommy Jones says, he's willing to. Briscoe wants to prove that he's a god, and he wants to blow half the world up to do it. So of course Captain America stops. I mean, not some of the guys out. Some of them jump in, but Cap jumps on. And one guy, one of the hundred that attacked Captain America, falls on the plane, gets on the wings of it, and you see blood. I mean, it's crushed, and I'm like, damn. This one was PG-13. I mean, that was pretty bloody. I thought, but Cap was able to grab the guy out, or he ejects. Cap gets back in there, and Resco sees him. Is gonna try to shoot at him, but fails to do it. Captain America sneaks. Sees the Tesseract. Resco shoots the gun at him. Resco shoots the Tesseract gun at him. He's like, "You don't give up, do you?" Mhm. And they fight a little more, you know, because Red Skull was able to fight. It's actually a good fight, well shot fight, good action fight. I know a lot of people say this film didn't have action. Well, plenty of action for me toward the second half and third half of the movie. But him and his fight with Red Skull, it's a lot better than what we got in the Captain America 19 movie, where Captain America gets his ass kicked. You know, at least this Captain America dies in a certain good way, saving the country, and doesn't get his ass beat. Yeah. Or Red Skull doesn't have to cut off his arm. And here they do it much better with the fighting of Red Skull. And he's got the Red Skull's face. He doesn't turn his face white and look, you know, and it looks like crap. It looks really good though. Yeah. I know that was 1999, but this makeup looks really good. It looks very practical. They made Red Skull a great villain in this movie. He's one of the best Marvel villains in this movie. And like I said, like the Captain America 1990 movie, the action is good. Yeah, sometimes it's montages, but when you see Captain America in action, it's awesome. You don't get, trust me, the only thing you're going to get in the 1990 movie is him. Oh, and pretend to be sick and steal cars and get his ass kicked and fight scenes you can't see. And thank you very much, Mr. President. You know, that's all you're gonna get with that crappy movie. Sorry, and you're gonna get bored. I mean, I like Ronnie Cox in it, but still, if I want to see like the super movie that he's done, I'll stick with that. But anyway, like I was saying, they fight, and he's like, "You can have the power of the gods. You battle for nations. You know, you can have a different." He's like, "Not my future." He's like, "Don't you want to have the powers of a god?" He's like, "No, nope." Cap says, and they fight. Well, that's when he says don't give up, but they have that talk, and he says, "Not my future." Him and Cap fight. Cap throws a shield on him. He gives the tesseract. He's like, "Fool, what have you done?" He goes tesseract, and it opens a wormhole space, like sends it to another space time where you see him in Infinity War, kind of being the keeper of souls for the Soul Infinity Store, I think it was. But anyway, we'll get there when we get to Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Okay, that'll be a long while. But yeah, but Cap knows he has to. This plane's got these bombs on it that will kill a lot of people. He talks to Peggy, says that there's nowhere to land, so he's going to crash in the water. And they talk about dancing, but I didn't care about her at all, her crying. But I do feel sad for Captain America, and that he dies for America. But he wakes up, you see, the film blacks out for a while. Just for a bit, when you think the movie might over, but you see Captain America wake up, like after they found him in the beginning, which they don't need to re-show that. And then you get the end of the film. It's a 1940 Star Hospital, but he deduces that, he was at this radio that there was this game, but he's like, he was like, where am I? This one was impressed with Red These, the shield instrument get him, and then Cap pushes him away. Every agent tries to chase him, but Cap runs really fast, pushes one guy out of the way, and then eventually New York, he runs into Nick Fury. He's like, I'm sorry we didn't break it to you, Cap, but you've been asleep for 70 years. He's like, I missed a date. And then it ends there. Then a year later, Fury approaches Rogers. He's like, punch him bag, breaks it. You see that why in the Avengers, but conversion mission with the worldwide ramifications that trying to save the world from a threat that's coming. And then the end credit scene, the spoiler, it shows the trailer for the. If you've seen this movie theaters, you saw, like I said, every MCU movie has an end credit, a post credit scene or end credit scene, whatever. And for this one, they show you the trailer of the Avengers. So I remember being pumped for that. That is a brilliant way for Marvel to do it. See, this is why Marvel did it better than DCQ. Now, while I like Man of Steel, if they're trying to be different, you could have made Superman lighter if they made a Man of Steel 2. That could have happened if they made a Batman movie first. Not first, but after Man of Steel. I'm talking about. You take your time. That's what Marvel did because we got Iron Man, we got Iron Man 2, we even got the Incredible Hulk movie. And it does assign to, of course, the Avengers, with Tony Stark at the end. So it does build up to the Avengers. And the thing is with Thor, and then Captain America, the first Avenger. So we had Thor, we had 5 movies. Yeah. I guess, yes, like I said, fifth film. But that was the end of the movie. That's how you build it up, DC. You But anyway, that was the end of the movie. Maybe I could read some quotes real quick. Just real quick. Then I'll give you my final opinion on this film, okay? Tomorrow, Hydra will stand fast, master of the world, born to victory on the wings of a Valkyrie. Our enemies' weapons will be powerless against us if they shoot down one plane. 100 more rain fire upon them. If they cut off one head, the 2 more shall take its place. Hell Hydra! Hell Hydra! I can do this all day. Nothing. I just came from Brooklyn. Okay, guys, I don't want to read questions. I think I'm just too tired. Yeah, sorry. It's been a long day and I worked. So anyway, guys, give my final opinion on Captain America: The First Avenger. Hmm, I'm still gonna upload the video anyway. But anyway, Captain America: The First. Yeah, I will upload this video tonight, guys. But anyway, Captain America: The First Avenger. I love this movie. Great film. I think. Well, great. Well, let me get to what I like about the story, especially Chris Evans as Captain America. I'm invested in the character. Yeah, it takes a while to see him, And again, superhero movies are not action movies. If you watch Superman the movie, yeah, there's action in it, or Superman 2 especially, but superhero movies, I've never considered to be action films anyway. They should be more about the story, the origin. Not all the time, like Batman '89 doesn't need to be, but you gotta have a character that, especially your lead, who I'm invested in. Yeah. And that's the thing about Steve Rogers. He's very heroic. He's a good man, he has a good heart, and he wants to do the right thing. Like when he stuck up to the bully, he's the guy that, says, that it's not gonna run away from the bullies. You look at him, Skinny Steve, and say, you think he should run from bullies, but no. He would tell the bully, I can do this all day, and he will fight. Even at Captain America, when he's down and out, he will fight because he can do this all day. Just like I love reading movies. I can do this all damn day. Read a movie? Yeah, I can do it all day, folks. But Captain America does that, and it makes him likable. Uh, Hugo Evening does a great job as Red Skull. One of the best Marvel villains, in my opinion. A great villain, really good, threatening, crazy, insane. He was mad. I, you know, I like the story. The story, Joe Johnston did a great job directing. I love how the film is shot. The cinematography is nice. I love how they do the 1940s. They did justice with it. They made it looks like you were in the 1940s, a time period. It's like a movie that could be ahead of its time, but a movie that really works. The editing is really good. The action scenes are real good. I will admit, Winter Soldier, some of the editing, well, I can't say that yet until I see the movie again. I mean, Winter Soldier is my favorite Captain America movie, but we wouldn't have had that without this. If this movie flopped, didn't do well, the MCU probably wouldn't have continued, but it did. And I love the Star Spangled Man. Alan Silvestri score. Da, 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 ba, ba, da, 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 it's a memorable score, and it fits Captain America like a glove. It is the character in my opinion. This is so much better than the 1990 movie or that 1979 movie. This is what they should have done with that 1990 movie. Yeah, you got Ned Beatty in that movie too, but if I want to see him in the movie, I'll just watch Superman in the movie or Superman 2. I'm talking about just the Richard Lester version. And the movie, yeah, the music score is good, the editing is good, the script is good. I like the story, but it's the 1940s, and it's the story of Captain America. It's the story of Steve Rogers, Skinny Steve, and how he becomes Captain America fighting in the war. It takes 45 minutes to get there. It takes a while to get there, but when it gets there. Believe me, folks, it's worth the wait to see him become Captain America. It's a very entertaining movie. You will get more Captain America, of course, in the Captain America sequels, Winter Soldier and Civil War, and of course the Avengers Age of Ultron. Not Infinity War, he changed his name, but he just Captain America. And Endgame is just awesome. If you've seen it where he caught Thor's hammer, that is badass. We will get to that, So you will get more Captain America and more in the MCU movies. This is just his. This is basically just his origin story, you know. And it works well because it's just really well written and really well directed, in my opinion. You know, really good movie, very entertaining. The only thing I don't like is I don't like Haley Atwell. I don't think she's good at all. I'm sorry, folks. She's one of the worst actresses in Marvel history because I don't like her at all. I can't stand her. I can't stand her Florence Pugh. Somebody highlight whatever her name is. I can't say it right. Yeah, Eternals. That's probably gonna be boring. I already know it's gonna suck. Yeah, and some of the X Men films, I just don't like some of the actresses in it. Not all of them. I mean, I love Fagin Jermaine Holly Berry, of course, but Haley Atwell I can't stand. I don't buy her and the I don't buy the chemistry between them. I'm like, I think he should go for Sharon Carter, a blonde woman. You know, they had so many other actresses they could have chosen. They chose Haley Atwell. Yeah. Oh, she's a British American. Well, she's British, and I'm sorry. To me, she just can't act, and I don't care for her acting. Oh, she shoots the fire. Well, you know what? Captain Marvel, Tom Brie Larson, she punches a scroll that's an old woman, just punches her in the face, or shoots blasters that come out of her hands. That's more badass. Or Black Widow spraying a guy in the face, and her fight scene in Iron Man 2 is more badass. And Winter Soldier, she's badass too. And Civil War and the other Avengers movie, she's awesome, a badass as well. Yeah, she's no Scarlett Johansson. She's my only problem in her and Steve's relationship. I didn't care about the scene she was jealous for. Of course, a woman kisses him. That woman's a lot better looking anyway than Peggy. But yeah, I didn't care about that. That's my only issue with the movie was her and the chemistry. And maybe you could have had a little more action in there. I don't mind the montages, but they could at least show one mission where they're fighting a little more. But still, despite that, we will get. But I'll give credit due. Like I said, it has a good story involves, like I said. But you do get more action with the sequels, and you get more Captain America, not just montages, but him in action. So I'm not gonna complain too much, because you do get more of action with Steve Rogers with Captain America, and you get more of it in the Avengers films too. So, like I said, this is just an origin story. So my rating for Captain America Soldier, I'm gonna rate this film 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up. Yep, one of the best MCU movies ever, Marvel movies out there, in my opinion. And check out my original review of this movie too. It was when 2015 is when Age of Ultron came. Now I have reviewed Batman Year One, but I'm going to review the DC Showcase short film Catwoman. Yes, her short movie I'm going to review. Yeah, I've already reviewed Batman Year One, which I will share that review on here tonight. Well, anyway, guys, tell me what you think about Captain America: The First Avenger in the comments down below. Do you like this movie? Do you hate it? What's your favorite Captain America movie? And what do you think of Chris Evans as Captain America? And like I said, what is your favorite Captain America movie? And least favorite. Mine is my favorite is the winner Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And least favorite is the 1990 film. But Captain America 19, the first Captain America, the first Avenger, thumbs up. And my rating for the film once again is 4 to 5 stars. So tell me down comments down below what you think of it. And stay tuned for my last 2011 film. But this is a short film that's 15 minutes long, and that's Catwoman. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and sorry that has to end like this, but have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. I'm sorry that this goes in and out. Bye. Bye. Oh, just like Captain America does when Buggy shoots a target for him. Bye bye.